Welcome to my channel Alane Signal. The arena of Varkish Prime was older than most civilizations in the galaxy. It had been carved into the side of a black crystal mountain long before the current galactic empires had learned faster than light travel. Millions of alien spectators filled its massive circular tiers every cycle, traveling from distant systems just to witness the same spectacle. Survival, or rather, the lack of it. At the center of the arena stood Arena Master Korath, a towering reptilian being whose scales shimmered dark crimson under the stadium lights. His species, the Varkish, believed in one universal truth. Strength defined worth, and the arena was where worth was proven. Korath raised his clawed arm, and the roaring crowd slowly quieted. Citizens of the galaxy, his voice boomed across the stadium through massive amplifiers. Welcome once again to the trial of 18 rounds. A holographic display above the arena flickered to life, showing the statistics of past challengers. Total contestants, 4,982. Average survival, round 1. Longest survival, round 3. A ripple of laughter and anticipation rolled through the alien spectators. Because the truth was simple. No one survived this arena. The creatures unleashed in each round came from the deadliest worlds known to the Galactic Registry. Apex predators, living nightmares, beasts evolved specifically to kill. And contestants. They were usually criminals, war captives, or desperate fools hoping to earn freedom and fame. None of them lasted long. Korath's glowing eyes narrowed as he glanced at the next contestant's information. Then he chuckled. Oh, this should be entertaining. The gates beneath the arena rumbled open. Out walked a single figure. Small, fragile, human. She looked completely unimpressive compared to the armored warriors that usually entered the arena. No power armor, no plasma weapons, no towering alien muscles, just a young woman wearing a simple gray survival suit. Her dark hair was tied back casually, and her hands rested loosely at her sides as if she had just walked into a quiet park instead of the deadliest arena in the galaxy. The crowd murmured with confusion. Korath leaned toward his microphone. A human female, from a world called Earth, he announced mockingly. A Deathworld, apparently. Several alien spectators laughed. Deathworlds existed, of course, planets with brutal climates and aggressive ecosystems. But the idea that a creature from such a world could survive the Varkish arena was absurd. Korath smirked down at her. Human, he said loudly, do you understand the rules? The girl looked up at him calmly. Yes. If you survive 18 rounds, you win your freedom and one galactic wish. Wealth, territory, power. Anything within reason. She nodded once. And if I don't? Korath grinned. You die. The girl shrugged. Fair enough. The casual tone made several aliens blink. Most contestants begged. Most trembled. Most panicked. This human looked bored. Korath waved a claw. Round 1. Round 1. Massive steel gates opened across the arena floor. A creature slithered out slowly, its body covered in black armored plates. A Draxian razor serpent. 10 meters long, faster than most vehicles, venom capable of dissolving bone. It had killed 37 previous contestants. The crowd leaned forward eagerly. The serpent hissed and lunged. The human girl stepped sideways. The serpent slammed into the stone where she had been standing. The movement had been effortless. Korath frowned. The serpent struck again, and again. Each time the girl moved just enough to avoid it. After a few seconds she sighed. Are we done yet? Then she grabbed the serpent by the neck. The entire stadium gasped. With a sudden twist, she slammed the massive creature into the ground hard enough to crack the stone floor. Once, twice, the serpent stopped moving. Silence. Then scattered confused murmurs. Korath cleared his throat. Begin round 2. Round 3. 2 creatures this time. Towering Vorlic war beasts, covered in thick muscle and plated bone armor. Each one weighed over a ton. The girl stretched slightly like someone preparing for a jog. The beasts charged. 1 minute later both were unconscious. The crowd's laughter had faded. Round 5. A pack of 6 Krell Night Hunters entered the arena. They were famous for coordinated attacks and pack intelligence. The human girl cracked her neck. 5 minutes later the pack lay scattered across the sand. The audience began whispering. Round 7. By now Korath was no longer smiling. The arena unleashed a creature from the frozen moon of Tarkal, a monstrous 6-limbed predator known as the Frost Reaper. Its claws could slice through starship hull plating. The human girl wiped sweat from her forehead. Okay, she muttered. That one's actually interesting. The fight lasted almost 3 minutes. The Frost Reaper lost. Round 10. Now the arena was quiet. Thousands of alien spectators sat forward in stunned silence. No one had ever reached round 10 before. The girl walked slowly around the arena while waiting for the next gate to open. She yawned. Actually yawned. Korath stared down at her. What are you? He demanded. She looked up casually. Human. Impossible. She shrugged. Earth's kind of rough. Round 12. The arena unleashed 3 genetically engineered war creatures designed specifically for gladiatorial combat. The human girl wiped dust from her suit. By the end of the fight she had a small cut above her eyebrow. The creatures did not survive. The crowd no longer cheered. They simply watched. Round 15. Even Korath felt uneasy now. The arena had become something else entirely. A demonstration. The human girl sat cross-legged in the center of the arena while waiting for the next gate to open. One alien spectator whispered to another. How is she doing this? The answer was simple, but none of them understood it yet. Earth. A world with crushing gravity compared to most habitable planets. A world filled with predators, diseases, natural disasters, and brutal weather cycles. Humans didn't grow up in comfort. They grew up surviving, and compared to Earth, most alien monsters weren't that impressive. Round 17. The arena deployed a Titan-class beast. 30 meters tall. A creature so dangerous it had been captured using orbital bombardment. For the first time, the human girl took the fight seriously. The battle shook the entire stadium. Stone cracked. Dust filled the air, but after several brutal minutes, the Titan collapsed. Dead. The human girl stood there breathing heavily. Then she looked up toward Korath. As the next one the last. Korath swallowed. Yes. Round 18. The final gate opened, but nothing came out. Instead, the arena floor began to shake. From beneath the stone rose the ancient guardian. A colossal bioengineered creature designed thousands of years earlier when the arena had been built. It was never meant to be defeated. It was meant to end the show. The human girl stared up at it. Wow, she whispered. Okay, that's big. The guardian roared, shaking the entire arena. The crowd held its breath. For the first time, the human looked thoughtful. Then she smiled. All right. The battle that followed became legend across the galaxy. The Guardian struck with enough force to shatter mountains. The human dodged, climbed, struck back, and adapted with terrifying speed. Minutes stretched into 10. 10 became 20. Finally, with one last explosive movement, she drove a broken shard of the arena floor into the creature's central nerve cluster. The Guardian froze, then collapsed. Dust rolled across the arena, and the stadium fell completely silent. Thousands of alien spectators stared in disbelief. The human girl brushed dirt from her suit. Then she looked up at Korath. Well, Korath slowly stood. For the first time in his long career as arena master, he bowed. The victor of the 18 rounds, he announced quietly, is the human. The crowd remained silent. Not because they were disappointed, but because they had just learned something terrifying. Humans didn't survive Deathworlds because they were lucky. They survived because they were built for it. And if one bored human girl could defeat the deadliest arena in the galaxy, what would an entire planet of them do? The human girl stretched her arms and yawned again. So, she asked casually, about that wish. And somewhere in the crowd, a single alien whispered the thought now spreading across the entire galaxy. Maybe, we shouldn't provoke Earth. Thank you for listening. Subscribe for more cinematic science fiction stories.